All right, get ready for this one, folks, because today we're going deep, deep, deep into the gateway experience.
Oh, yeah.
A supposed method, and I use that word carefully, for achieving altered states of consciousness. And to guide us on this deep dive,
Yeah.
we've got some pretty, how shall I say, unusual source material.
Okay.
Declassified CIA documents.
Oh, wow.
A workbook
Interesting.
straight from the Monroe Institute.
Mm-hmm.
And even some straight-up scientific analyses
Okay, so
of the technique itself.
we're talking like out-of-body experiences,
Yes.
tapping into like hidden knowledge. Maybe even, and this is where it gets a little crazy, time travel.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
It's definitely fringe science territory.
Hold on. Time travel.
Yeah.
Okay, you've got my attention,
Yeah.
but let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Okay.
We've got this workbook, right?
Right.
From the Monroe Institute.
Straight from the source.
Yeah, and it's packed.
It is.
Absolutely packed with techniques,
Yeah.
exercises,
Mhm.
all sorts of stuff.
It's like their, their instruction manual
Exactly.
to
Constantly.
achieving these altered states
Yeah.
of consciousness.
And they lay it all out
They do.
with these really intriguing names like resonant breathing
Right.
and focus 10.
Okay.
What are we even talking about here?
So resonant breathing,
Yeah.
it involves this very, very specific breathing
Well,
pattern,
Okay.
but you combine it with these visualizations of energy
Interesting.
flowing through your body.
Okay.
Almost like you're trying to create this
Oh.
resonance, this vibration within your energy field.
So it's not just like deep breaths.
No, no, no.
It's like
It's much more energy moving.
it is
Yeah.
throughout your body.
Interesting.
Focus 10, on the other hand,
Okay.
it's this state of deep relaxation,
Okay.
but not the kind you get from like
Wow.
vegging out in front of the TV.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's achieved through.
Another set of breathing and mental exercises.
Okay.
And it's meant to be this very focused,
Interesting.
heightened state of awareness.
So both of these techniques,
Yeah,
they both involve this
they do.
manipulation of energy in
Right.
some way.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
what's the point?
What are the supposed benefits?
Yeah, what are the supposed benefits of all this?
Well, the workbook.
Yeah.
It claims that these techniques
Okay.
can help you break free from
Okay.
limiting beliefs,
Okay.
access,
Okay.
expanded states of awareness,
Uh-huh.
and even, get this, manipulate your physical reality.
All right, now you're just messing with me, right?
It's a pretty bold claim.
That was a pretty bold claim.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm intrigued,
Yeah.
but I'm also a little skeptical.
Sure.
That's where the CIA analysis comes in. Right?
Exactly.
So what's their take on this whole gateway experience thing?
The CIA, surprisingly, they took this stuff pretty seriously. Their document, it examines the gateway experience
Right.
from like a scientific perspective.
Okay.
They dive into concepts like brainwave entrainment,
Whoa.
hemispheric synchronization.
Hold on.
Okay.
Brainwave entrainment.
They even talk about,
That sounds like
yeah,
science fiction.
it does, right?
Yeah.
But it's actually a real phenomenon.
Yeah.
It involves using these very specific
Okay.
sound frequencies
Okay.
to influence your brainwave pattern.
Okay.
And guess what?
What?
The gateway experience,
Yeah.
it uses audio tapes
Okay.
called appropriately
Of course.
gateway tapes
Yeah.
to guide listeners into those altered states.
So they're literally trying to
Yeah.
change your brainwaves
Mhm.
with sound.
Yeah.
Is there
It's
is there any science behind that at all?
Well, there's some evidence
Yeah.
that certain sound
sense.
frequencies can
Okay.
promote relaxation,
Okay.
influence brain activity.
Sure.
So the claims of,
Yeah.
time travel and accessing
Alright.
hidden knowledge,
Okay.
jury's still out on those.
Okay. So we're in this realm
Yeah.
of
Or-
intriguing science,
Yeah.
but also kind of far out claims.
Yeah, some pretty far out claims.
And speaking of far out,
Mm-hmm.
this workbook is full of
Oh, yeah.
strange visuals.
It is.
There are diagrams
Yeah.
depicting energy flows.
Right.
There's something called a clock orientation exercise.
Yeah. So those
I'm
visuals,
like, on.
they're attempts to
Yeah.
map and manipulate
Okay.
what they believe are energy fields
Okay.
within and around the body.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So the clock orientation.
It's particularly interesting.
Okay.
So imagine this. You're visualizing your consciousness
Okay.
moving around a clock face.
So like mentally placing your awareness
Mm-hmm.
at different
Different points.
points on the clock. What's the point of that?
Well, It's a way to train
Right?
spatial awareness
Okay.
and perception.
Interesting.
They believe that it helps you
Yeah.
break free from the limitations of your
Huh.
physical body
All right.
and expand your consciousness
Interesting.
beyond those boundaries.
So it's like they're trying to teach you how to like mentally detach
Yeah.
from your physical self.
That's a big part of it.
Is that like where the out-of-body experience
And
is?
this is where it gets even weirder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bring on the weird.
They have this other technique
All right.
called the living body map.
The living body map. Okay.
Yeah, so imagine this.
Huh.
You're visualizing an energy blueprint
Okay.
of your body
Right.
using different colors
Okay.
to represent various systems, like your nervous system, your circulatory system.
So it's like an energetic anatomy chart. Okay, what's the point
So what's the purpose?
of creating this map?
They believe it helps you identify
Okay.
and address imbalances
Oh, right.
in your energy field
Okay.
and even project that energy map
Interesting.
into the physical world
Okay.
for healing purposes.
Okay, so now we're talking
Yeah,
energy healing.
we are.
This gateway experience. It's all over the place.
It really does encompass
Yeah.
a wide range of techniques and concepts.
They even have a whole section
Mhm.
on Focus 10 with specific steps
Yeah.
to like achieve this
To achieve this
state
of deep relaxation
of deep relaxation. Yeah.
and expanded awareness.
I'm curious, like,
Yeah.
what are these steps?
So Focus 10 really is like
Yeah.
the foundation
Yeah.
of the gateway experience. You
Right.
can think of it as like
I,
a guided meditation
Okay.
with a very specific goal in mind.
all right.
It starts with
What-
relaxation techniques, similar to what you might find in a typical
Mm.
meditation practice.
So nothing too crazy so far.
Not yet.
Okay, so what happens next?
So from there, you move into what they call resonant tuning.
Resonant tuning.
And this is where that resonant breathing comes in.
Oh, okay.
You use that
Yeah.
while you're visualizing
Uh-huh.
energy flowing through your body.
So the breathing's like
yeah.
part of it.
It's all connected.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the point of the visualization?
So is it just to relax you further?
Yeah.
It's more than just relaxation. The
Yeah.
idea is to like harmonize your energy field
Okay.
and clear out any mental chatter,
Okay.
distracting emotions.
Interesting.
Prepare your mind
Okay.
for those deeper
Thank
states
you.
of consciousness.
He's-
It's like creating a blank canvas
Yeah.
for your mind to expand into.
Okay, so
Yeah.
inner stillness,
Mm-hmm.
clarity,
Exactly.
on what?
So the next phase is called 3-1.
3-1.
And this is where it gets a little
Okay.
more abstract.
Right, I'm ready.
Imagine
Yeah.
focusing your attention
Right.
on 2 points simultaneously.
Okay.
One 3 feet in front of you
Okay.
and another a foot above your head.
A foot above my head.
Yep.
Why?
So they believe that these points correspond to
Okay.
energy centers
Okay.
within your energy field,
Okay.
though they don't really go into like
Yeah.
the science behind it. It's more based on their own
Yeah.
framework of how energy works
Okay.
within the body.
We're kind of seeing this blend
Oh,
of like
we're starting to see that.
traditional
Yeah.
meditation
Well,
techniques.
everyone of their
Yeah,
own
we-
unique ideas about energy.
Yeah, exactly. Okay,
Yeah.
so from 3-1,
Yeah.
you transition into a phase called free movement.
Free movement. And this is where things start to get
Sure.
really interesting.
Okay.
Even a bit trippy.
Here we go.
Yeah. You ready for the trippy stuff?
I'm ready.
So in this stage,
Yeah.
you're encouraged to visualize your consciousness,
Okay.
expanding beyond your physical body.
Okay.
You might imagine yourself floating
Okay.
or soaring through space,
Okay.
all while maintaining that deep state of relaxation.
So this is where we're getting into. Like
This is
like
an out-of-body. This is where the potential for out-of-body experiences
Yeah.
comes into play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Detaching from the physical,
It's about detaching
exploring reality
your physical form,
from a different perspective.
exploring reality from a different perspective,
Okay.
one that's not bound
Okay.
by those usual limitations.
I know.
And some people
Thank you.
report experiencing all sorts of unusual phenomena
Like what?
in this state.
Yeah. Give me some examples.
So some people report encountering other beings,
Okay.
accessing memories
Oh, yeah?
from past lives,
Interesting.
or even catching glimpses
Whoa.
into the future.
Okay. So this is where...
It's all very subjective
Yeah.
and difficult to prove
Right.
scientifically,
Okay.
but the accounts can be pretty mind-blowing.
It really is like
Yeah.
stepping into another dimension
Yes,
of reality.
it is.
But is there any
Yeah.
evidence?
So That's the tricky part.
Yeah.
Much of the evidence is based on personal experiences and subjective interpretations.
Yeah.
Which makes it really hard to measure objectively.
Correct.
But even the CIA document acknowledges that some people have demonstrated these remarkable, interesting feats of perception. While in these altered states, they're careful not to attribute it to anything supernatural. But they definitely acknowledge
that something's up.
Yeah, that something unusual is going on.
Yeah. It's intriguing, even if we can't fully explain it. Yeah. Okay, so what's the final stage?
The last stage is called re-entry.
Re-entry.
It's all about gently guiding your awareness back into your physical body.
Right.
You might do a body scan.
Okay.
Focusing your attention on each part of your body. Or simply focus on your breath to ground yourself back in the present moment.
So it's like a gradual process of
reintegrating your consciousness with your physical form.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. But we've only scratched the surface.
We've only scratched the surface of what this gateway experience entails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They talk a lot about energy.
They do.
Like manipulating it, using it for healing.
Right. What's their understanding?
What is their understanding of energy?
Yeah.
How does it all fit into this whole system?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're right. The concept of energy is central to their whole approach.
All right.
And it's not just like a metaphorical energy.
Right.
They seem to be talking about a real measurable energy field that permeates everything.
And the CIA document actually tries to explain this scientifically, right?
Yeah.
They connect it to quantum physics.
Exactly. They discuss how quantum mechanics might provide a framework for understanding how consciousness
quantum physics
interacts with this universal energy field.
Okay, and they even bring up
this
concept.
0-point energy.
0-point energy.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're getting into some
serious physics.
Serious physics?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's a fascinating concept from quantum physics.
Okay.
Essentially, it suggests that even in a perfect vacuum, at absolute zero temperature, the coldest possible temperature, there's still a residual amount of energy present.
So there's energy everywhere.
Everywhere.
Even in
seemingly empty space.
Empty space.
Yeah.
That's mind-blowing.
It's wild.
But how does this 0-point energy...
So how does this point energy relate
the gateway experience?
To the gateway experience?
Yeah.
So the CIA analysis suggests that the gateway experience might be tapping into this 0-point energy field, allowing individuals to access and manipulate energy in ways that we don't fully understand yet.
So they're saying that we can tap into...
They're proposing that.
This fundamental energy field.
Fundamental energy field.
Of the universe.
Of the universe.
To influence our own reality.
To influence our own reality.
That's a pretty
bold idea.
It is a bold idea.
It really is.
And it raises all sorts of questions.
Yeah.
About the nature of consciousness.
Okay.
And its connection to the physical world.
Right. So if everything's energy.
If everything is energy.
Yeah.
Is it possible?
Yeah.
To influence reality?
Yeah.
With our thoughts and intentions.
With our thoughts and intentions.
The CIA document doesn't offer any definitive answers.
Okay.
But it certainly opens up the possibility.
Definitely food for thought.
It is.
But let's get back to the workbook for a second.
Okay.
Focus 10 seems to be like just one piece.
Just one piece of the puzzle.
Yeah. They have all these other exercises.
They have other techniques. Like problem solving.
Okay.
Questions and answers.
Problem solving, questions and answers.
What's that all about?
That's a really interesting one. It involves entering a state of deep consciousness.
Okay.
They call it Focus 12.
Focus 12.
Which you reach through Focus 10.
Okay, so you got to go through Focus 10.
Yeah, you got to go through Focus 10 to get to Focus 12.
To get to 12.
Yeah. And then focusing your mind on a specific problem or question you're grappling with.
So it's like a supercharged meditation.
It's like a supercharged meditation.
For problem solving.
Yeah, for problem solving.
What's the...
So what's the supposed benefit?
Yeah, what's the benefit?
Of doing this in this altered state.
In an altered state, yeah.
Well, they claim that in this heightened state of awareness, your mind is more receptive to insights and solutions that you might not be able to access in your normal waking state.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like
giving your subconscious a direct line.
Tapping into
the problem.
your subconscious mind or intuition.
Yeah.
For answers.
Interesting.
Okay.
What other techniques
do they offer in this workbook?
Yeah.
There's one called creating a resonant energy balloon.
Creating a resonant energy balloon.
A REBAL for short.
REBAL, okay.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's another visualization exercise.
Okay.
But this time you're creating a protective energy field around your body.
An energy shield.
Yeah, an energy shield.
Okay, now we're getting
esoteric.
Esoteric, all right.
Yeah.
What's the purpose?
So what's the purpose
of this REBAL?
Yeah. It's described as this balloon-like sphere of energy that can shield you from negative influences.
Interesting.
Enhance your awareness.
Okay.
And even facilitate out-of-body experience.
So protection and amplifying
your
energetic presence.
Yeah. It seems like everything in this gateway experience revolves around this idea that our consciousness has a direct impact on our energy field.
Okay.
And that this energy field can interact with the world around us.
Yeah. That's a good summary.
Yeah.
Of kind of like what we've seen, thinking about reality.
Yeah.
Yeah, and our place within it.
Exactly. They even suggest using affirmations. And they offer
these things.
What they call daily tools.
Daily tools.
To help you apply these principles of the gateway experience.
Of the gateway experience, yeah.
To your everyday life.
Okay, daily tools.
Yeah. So how do you take...
What are we talking about?
These altered states of consciousness and integrate them into your normal routine?
Yeah, exactly.
That's a great question.
Okay.
For example, one daily tool focuses on enhancing physical strength and speed.
Okay.
The workbook instructs you to inhale deeply and visualize the action you want to perform, imbuing it with the energy of the color red.
Interesting.
As you exhale, you open your eyes and perform the action.
So it's all about
harnessing the power,
visualization,
and intention of impact
physical
reality.
On your physical reality,
Yeah. Okay, so it's not all just about...
Yeah, it's not all just this esoteric,
different realms of consciousness.
Yeah, exactly.
They're actually trying to apply these techniques to tangible... real world situations.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But we need to address the elephant in the room.
Okay.
The potential for time travel.
Sure.
It's just like one of the most mind-bending
it's a big one.
Claims associated with this whole gateway experience.
With the gateway experience. How does the
workbook
tackle this concept?
Yeah. Well, don't expect to find a step-by-step guide to building a time machine in there.
Okay, fair enough.
But they do suggest that in these expanded states of awareness, it's possible to perceive events outside of...
Hold on, perceive events outside of linear time.
Linear time.
Well, what does that even mean?
What does that even mean?
Yeah.
It's a complex concept. And even the CIA document dives into some pretty heady physics to try and explain it.
Right.
They essentially suggest...
that when your consciousness is operating outside the constraints of your physical body, it's no longer bound by the same laws of space and time that govern our everyday experience.
So in these altered states, our consciousness might be able to access
different points in time.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what the gateway experience suggests. They even have specific focus levels dedicated to exploring the past and the future.
So focus 15 for the past.
Focus 15 for the past.
Focus 15 for the past.
Focus 21 for the future.
Focus 21 for the future.
What are those like? Yeah.
They're more than just guided meditations on past and future events. They involve guided meditations and visualizations designed to help participants access and experience events outside of their present moment. As if they were actually there.
How is that even possible?
That's the thing. It challenges our current understanding of consciousness and reality.
It does.
the CIA document actually compares the potential of the human mind to a hologram.
A hologram.
A hologram.
What does that have to do with time travel?
So think about it.
Okay.
A hologram contains information about the whole image in every part of itself.
Okay, so.
The CIA document suggests that our consciousness might function similarly.
Okay.
It might be able to access information from all points in time.
Okay.
Because it's not fundamentally limited by the linear flow of time that we experience in our physical bodies.
Okay, so if our consciousness is like a hologram, and time isn't as linear as we think it is, then theoretically
we could access.
You could access any point in time.
Any point in time.
Yeah.
That's
wild.
It's a wild theory.
But it raises some...
Yeah, it's important to emphasize that this is all highly speculative.
Yeah.
The science is far from conclusive.
But it raises ethical questions.
It does raise some ethical questions.
Right. Like if we could change the past.
Absolutely. If we could change the past, wouldn't that create paradoxes?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a huge question.
Yeah.
Surrounding time travel.
Yeah. The gateway experience doesn't really delve too deeply into the ethics of it all.
Okay.
But it does acknowledge that these abilities, if they are real, come with great responsibility.
It's not something to be taken lightly.
No.
Well, this has been a truly mind-expanding conversation.
It's been a lot.
We've covered a lot of ground.
We've covered a lot of ground.
Breathing techniques.
Breathing techniques.
Energy fields.
Energy fields.
Altered states of consciousness.
Altered states of consciousness.
The possibility of time travel.
And even the possibility.
My head is spinning.
Of time travel.
It's a lot to process.
It is a lot to process.
It really is.
The gateway experience.
Yeah.
It really challenges our conventional understanding of reality and the potential of human consciousness.
Human consciousness.
Yeah.
Whether you believe all of their claims or not, it definitely invites you to.
It certainly invites you to consider the vast unknown territories within ourselves and the universe around us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we're not done yet.
We're not done yet.
We still have more to uncover.
There's more to uncover.
In part 3.
In part 3.
Of our deep dive.
Of our deep dive.
Into the gateway experience.
Into the gateway experience.
Stay tuned. Okay, welcome back to our deep dive into this gateway experience stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know about you, but...
Part 3.
My head is spinning, honestly.
It's a lot.
After all this.
It is.
After exploring all these documents and delving into these concepts.
Yeah, we've been exploring this fascinating collection of materials, right?
Yeah.
Declassified CIA documents, a workbook.
Straight from the Monroe Institute.
From the Monroe Institute.
Yeah.
And these scientific analyses.
Yes, scientific analysis.
All centered on this concept called the gateway experience.
Right. And this method...
for achieving...
intriguing...
frankly...
mind-boggling aspects that we haven't,
we haven't fully explored yet.
Fully explored.
Is this idea of
out-of-body experiences?
Out-of-body experiences.
Or OBEs, as they're called.
OBEs.
The workbook calls them Focus 12 exercises.
Right. Right.
Spatial orientation.
Spatial orientation.
That's like they're saying, hey, here's how you leave your body.
Here's the instruction manual for leaving your body.
So they actually lay out a pretty specific framework.
Yeah, they lay out a pretty specific framework for achieving these OBEs.
Achieving OBEs.
And it all starts with reaching Focus 12.
Focus 12.
Which, if you recall, is that deep state.
Deep state of consciousness.
If consciousness achieved through
those Focus 10 exercises.
The Focus 10 exercises.
That we talked about.
Right. Focus 10 is like the foundation.
It's the foundation.
Of everything else.
For everything.
So how does achieving this?
So how does achieving
Focus 12
lead to
an OBE?
An OBE.
So they emphasize the importance of visualization and mental disassociation from your physical body. Remember that clock orientation exercise?
Oh, yeah, where you visualizing your consciousness.
Your consciousness.
Moving around a clock face.
Moving around a clock face?
Yeah.
That's one of the techniques.
Okay.
They use to train your mind.
So it's like
perceive yourself.
Training wheels for your brain to separate.
Separately from your physical form.
Consciousness from body.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the workbook goes even further.
Okay, how so?
It provides instruction on how to interact with the environment from this out-of-body state.
So they're not just saying, like, float around.
Yeah.
They're saying...
manipulating energy.
You can do things.
Healing yourself. Wow. And even traveling to... different locations.
Different locations. Like, is this what people are talking about?
That's one way to think about it.
When they say astral projection.
The workbook suggests that with practice, you can project your consciousness at any point in space and time.
Okay, now, I'm trying to keep an open mind here.
Yeah.
But that's a pretty big leap.
It is.
Is there, like, any evidence at all?
So the CIA document actually addresses OBEs.
Okay.
And it's surprisingly open-minded about the possibility. Okay. It explores various scientific theories that might explain them.
Like what?
Including quantum entanglement and the idea of a non-local consciousness.
Non-local consciousness?
Yeah.
What's that?
So it's this concept that suggests consciousness isn't confined to the brain or the physical body.
Okay.
It proposes that consciousness might be like a fundamental property of the universe, capable of existing and operating beyond the limitations of space and time.
So the CIA was seriously considering that.
They were definitely exploring
consciousness could exist.
All sorts of unconventional ideas
outside the body
in their research.
Wow.
Yeah, and while they didn't reach any definitive conclusions, they acknowledged that we still have a lot to learn.
Sure.
About consciousness and its true nature.
It's fascinating and also, like...
is, right?
A little bit unsettling.
It is.
To think that our consciousness might not be as limited as we think.
Might not be as limited as we think.
But the workbook also mentions, like...
Right, they also mention...
the potential dangers.
It's potential danger.
Of OBEs, right?
Of OBEs.
Like they say.
They talk about the need for protection.
Protection. Yeah. They warn against.
They warn against
encountering
negative entities.
Negative entities, oh boy.
So they emphasize the importance of setting clear intentions and having like strong mental and emotional boundaries before attempting an OBE.
So you shouldn't just like...
They suggest...
go in willy-nilly.
Using affirmations and visualizations to create like a protective energy field around yourself.
Almost like an energy shield.
Like an energetic shield.
So it's not just about...
Yeah, it's not all fun and games.
Floating around the astral plane for fun.
There are, like, potential risks involved.
Real risks involved.
According to the Monroe Institute.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, this is all...
It is.
Incredibly fascinating, thought-provoking.
It really is.
This gateway experience.
The gateway experience.
It really challenges.
It challenges our conventional understanding.
Our conventional understanding.
Of reality. It's almost like they're presenting a completely different worldview.
It is a different worldview.
One where consciousness isn't limited. By the physical body.
Where energy can be manipulated.
Where energy can be manipulated.
And where time travel might even be possible.
Or time travel.
What?
Might even be possible.
To digest.
It's a lot to digest.
I imagine our listeners are probably feeling the same way.
Probably feeling the same way.
Right now.
Right now.
What do you think, listener?
Yeah, what do you think?
Has this deep dive expanded your perspective?
Deep dive expanded your perspective.
Are you starting to see the world?
Maybe you're feeling differently.
Inspired.
Or maybe you're even feeling inspired.
To explore the potential.
To explore the potential.
To your own consciousness.
Of your own consciousness.
Whatever your takeaway is.
Whatever your takeaway.
We encourage you to.
We encourage you.
Keep questioning.
Keep questioning.
Keep exploring.
Keep exploring.
And keep an open mind.
And keep an open mind.
Because as we've seen.
The
boundaries of reality.
The boundaries of reality.
Might be. Far more permeable.
Far more permeable.
Than we once thought.
Thanks
for joining us.
Thanks for joining us.
On this incredible journey.
Into the world.
Of the gateway experience.
Until
next time. Keep seeking knowledge.
Keep
that sense of wonder alive.
And
who knows? Maybe we'll see you.
On
the other side.